Hello students, our next topic is reproduction in human being. Let's start. So far we have been discussing the variety of mode of that different species use for reproduction. Let us now look at the species that we are most interested in, namely humans. हमको यहाँ पे humans का check करना है. Humans use sexual mode of reproduction. Humans use sexual mode of reproduction. Now the question here, how does this process work? Question here is what? How does this process work? Now let us begin at an apparently unrelated point. All of us know that our bodies change as we become older. Our body is continuously changing. You have learned change that takes place in your body earlier in class 8. In the previous classes, you have learned this. We have noticed that our height increase continuously from early age till now. Height increasing, we acquire teeth. We even lose the old one, so-called milk teeth. These are the changes and acquire new one. Some changes are also some changes are also happening in our body. See this, all this change that can be grouped under general process of growth. All this change, we have learned all the change that are coming under the growth, in which the body become larger. But in early teenage years, a whole new set of change occur that cannot be explained simply as body enlargement, isn't it? Instead, the appearance of the body change, proportion change, new features appear, and so do new sensation. So these are the changes. Some changes are here, 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 and here. See, some of these change are common to both boys and girls. We began to notice thick hair growing in new part of the body, such as armpit and the genital area between the thighs. The hairs are growing, which can also become darker in color, isn't it? Thinner hair can also appear in on legs and arms as well as on the face. The skin frequently become oily. We might begin to develop pimples, pimpling, oil production, growing of hair. These are the some changes occurring in the boys and girls, isn't it? See, on the other hand, there are also other changes taking place that are different between boys and girls. Some changes are different on boys and girls. See, in girls, breast size begins to increase, while with darkening of the skin of the nipples at the tip of the breast. Also, girls begins to menstruate at around this time. Menstruation also occurring. Boys begins to have new thick hair growth on the face and their voice began to crack. Further, the penis occasionally began to become enlarged and erect, either in daydream or at night. So some change like this. These are the different type of changes that occur only on boys and girls. See this, in girls, breast size increase with the darkening of the skin of the nipple, isn't it? Same as in the boys. Boys have a thick growth on the face and the voice become to crack. These are the changes. Now all this change takes place slowly over a period of month and year. They do not happen at all same time in one person, nor do they happen at an exact age. These are different from different type, different in different boys and different girls, isn't it? Or in this different ages. In some people they happen early and quickly. In some people it happens in early or quickly, while in the they happen slowly. Also, each change does not become completely quicker either. Okay? So, for example, thick hair on the face in boys appear as a few scattered hair first, and only slowly does the growth begin to become uniform. Even so, all these change show difference between people. The most common feature is that the growing of hair on the face of the boy. This is the feature of that particular boy, or seen in the boys. Just we have differently shaped nose or finger, or so also we have different pattern of hair growth or size and the shape of the breast or a penis. Also, all of these change are aspect of sexual maturation. So these all are the changes are aspect of sexual maturation of the body. So these changes implies that the sexual maturation of body is occurring, isn't it? Now, why does the body show sexual maturation at this age? Question arises here. Why does this type of sexual maturation is showing in that particular age? So we have talked about the need of specialized cell type. We know that for sexual reproduction or reproduction, specialized cells are required in multicellular bodies. to carry out specialized function, isn't it? So the creation of germ cell to participate in sexual reproduction is another specialized function. The creation of germ cell is very important for the participation in sexual reproduction. If creation of germ cell is not there, there is no sexual reproduction. Is it clear? So it is very important to know that the creation of germ cell is very important, isn't it? Is another special function. And we have seen that plant develop special cell tissue type to create them. Human being also develop special tissue for this purpose. So human being also produce new type of germ cell, or we can say the special type of cells for this purpose. For this what purpose? For sexual reproduction, isn't it? That's why this type of changes occurring in the body. Is it clear? Now see, you know very well puberty is what? The sexual maturity of the body is called puberty. So how do all the change that we have talked about link to the reproductive process? Now we must remember that the sexual mode of reproduction means that germ cells from two individuals have to join. What is the sexual reproduction means? Sexual mode of reproduction means that germ cells from two individuals have to join together. If two germ cells join together, that process is nothing but sexual reproduction. This can happen by external release of germ cell from the body of individual, as it happening in the flowering plants. We will see in the previous part. Or it can happen by two individuals joining their body together for internal transfer of germ cell for fusion, as happens in many animals. If animals are to participate in the process of mating, their state of sexual maturity must be identifiable by others, take individual. Many changes during puberty, such as new hair growth pattern, are signals that sexual maturation is taking place. On the other hand, the actual transfer of germ cell between two people need special organ. For actual transformation of germ cell, special organs are required for organism for sexual act, such as the penis, when it is capable of becoming erect. In mammals such as human, the baby is carried in the mother's body for long period, you know very well, and will be breastfed later. So the female reproductive organ and breast will need to mature accommodate these possibilities. Let us look at the system involved in the process of sexual reproduction. What are the systems, or we can say what are the organs involved in the sexual reproduction? In that, first is the male reproductive system. See, this is the male reproductive system. The male reproductive system, figure 8.10, consists of portion which produce the germ cell and other portion that deliver the germ cell to the site of fertilization. In male reproductive system, there are two systems. That is, one which is producing the germ cell, and second one is is the portion that deliver the germ cell to the site of fertilization, isn't it? There are two portions. The formation of germ cell or sperm. What are the germ cell of human being, or we can say the male? These are the sperm, isn't it? These are the germ cell of female. Takes place in testis. Formation of sperm takes place in testis. Okay, isn't it? These are located outside the abdominal cavity in scrotum. This is the male reproductive system. See, this is the scrotum. These are the testes. This is penis. This is urethra. Prostate gland here, bladder, ureter, seminal vesicle, and vasa deferens. These are the portion of the male reproductive system. So these are located outside the abdominal cavity in scrotum because sperm formation require lower temperature than the normal body temperature. The sperm need lower temperature. We have discussed the role of testis in the secretion of hormones. Testosterone. Testosterone is the male hormone that is produced by testis, isn't it? This is very important hormone which helps in the production of sperm as well as help in the maturation of the body. In previous chapter you will discuss this. In addition to regulating the formation of sperm, testosterone bring about the changes in appearance seen in boys at the time of puberty. At the time of puberty, the change that are seen in the boys is because of testosterone. This is the male hormone. The sperm formed are delivered through the vasa deferens, which unites with a tube coming from a urinary bladder. The sperms formed are delivered through vasa deferens. These sperms are delivered through vasa deferens. This is the vasa deferens. Where? Here. This is the vasa deferens. And coming out from the urinary bladder. The urethra thus form a common passage, and urethra is the common passage from where sperms and urine both are coming out from the body. Along the path of vasodifference, glands like prostate gland, seminal vesicles aided their secretion so that the sperms are now in fluid, which makes their transport easier, and this fluid also provide nutrition. So seminal vesicle and their gland produce some secretion which helps in the transportation of sperm as well as provide nutrition also. The sperms are tiny bodies that consist of mainly genetic material. These sperms are what? Tiny bodies which consist of genetic material in it, and a long tail that helps them to move toward the female germ cell, isn't it? This is the male reproductive system. Now the female reproductive system. The female germ cell or egg. The female germ cell name is egg or ova are made in ovaries. Where these germ cells are formed in female? In ovaries. These are the two pair of ovaries present in female body. They also responsible for the production of some hormones. Look at figure 8.11 and identify the various organ of the female. These are the various part of the female part, that is female organ. That is the ovary. This is the oviduct. This is the fallopian tube, isn't it? This is the uterus. This portion is the uterus. This is the cervix, and this is the vagina. These are the female reproductive part. When a girl is born, the ovaries already contain thousands of immature egg. When girl is born, already ovaries contain immature egg in them. On reaching puberty, some of these start maturing. One egg is produced every month by one of the ovaries, isn't it? The egg is carried from ovary to the womb through the thin oviduct or fallopian tube. So, if the ovary produce ovum, it is carried to the womb through a oviduct, isn't it? The oviduct unite into elastic bag-like structure known as uterus. These are the oviduct unite where? In the uterus. It is a elastic bag-like structure. The uterus open into vagina through a cervix, and uterus open into the vagina. The sperm enter through the vaginal passage during sexual intercourse. They travel upward and reach the oviduct where they may encounter the egg, the fertilized egg. Now, if the male and female gamete are fused, then the cell produced is known as zygote. The fertilized eggs is known as zygote. Start dividing and form a ball of cell or called embryo. So if zygote is further developed, it will turn into embryo. The embryo is implanted in the lining of the uterus where they continue to grow and develop organ to become fetus, and it will further turn into a fetus. So zygote, embryo, and then fetus. We have seen in earlier section that the mother body is designed to undertake the development of child. Hence the uterus prepares itself every month to receive and nurture the growing embryo. The lining thickens and is richly supplied with blood to nourish the growing embryo. The embryo gets nourishment or nutrition from the mother's blood with the help of a special tissue called placenta. This fetus is getting the nutrition, or that embryo is getting the nutrition from the placenta, isn't it? Which is connected to the mother. This is a disc which is embedded in the uterine wall. It contains villi on the embryo side of the tissue. On the mother side are blood space which surrounded the villi. These provide a large surface area for glucose oxygen to pass through the mother to the embryo. The developing embryo will also generate waste substance which can be removed, transferring them into the mother's blood through the placenta. The waste as well as the nutrition both are getting by the placenta, isn't it? The development of the child inside the mother body takes place approximately 9 months. The child is born as a result of rhythmic contraction of the muscles in the uterus. So this is the female portion where the all the part are discussed here. Now, what happens when the egg is not fertilized? What will happen if egg is not fertilized or egg is not fused with sperm? If the egg is not fertilized, it live for about 1 day. Since the ovary release one egg every month, thus the uterus also prepare itself every month to receive a fertilized egg. Thus, its lining become thick and spongy. This would be required for nourishing the embryo. If fertilization had taken place, now, however, this lining is not needed for any longer. So the lining slowly break and come out through the vagina as a blood or mucus. This cycle takes place roughly every month and known as menstruation. Menstruation is a cycle where what will happen? If one ova is produced and it will coming out from the body of the female. If egg is not produced or fertilized, isn't it? Now, next is the reproductive health. we will discuss in next class, because this take lots of time. Thank you.